Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 4v4 ladder match on the Necroxys map generator here. It's not a full 20 by 20. It's probably about a 15 by 15 or so, but let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Team 1 up here to the north, red team, and ending with Team 2 or blue team on the southern portion of the map. So let's go ahead and introduce the first player on Team 1, starting with Electrician, the highest rated player on his team, going first land in Ruby Red. To the north in Chevy Crimson, we have the Aeon player of Meme Tillion. He is going first land. Of course, he is an Aeon. Very sensible choice for the air player. To the west in orange, the color orange, not to be confused with orange, the fruit orange, we have Tolsty for OK, going first land as a UEF. And last but not least, in Pac-Man Yellow, going first land as a UEF as well is Chems Nainair 24. So on Team 1 side of things, we have the UEF players on the front lines with the Aeon player in the back. So 3 UEF and 1 Aeon. No Seraphim or Cybern Tech on that side of the field. Team 2 starting with Hershey in Tropical Blue, Aqua Blue, Aquamarine, whatever color. I'm still trying to feel for it. Going first land as a Aeon. To his northwest, we have Koppenheimer going first land. Second air, I think is what that is. Yeah, the icons are different. And he is in Amethyst Purple as a Seraphim going first land, second air. To his northwest, we have Nova Enon going first land, second air as well in Stitch Blue. And in the rearguard air slot, we have Dead 6 going first land, second air as a Seraphim. So on Team 2 side of things, we have 2 Seraphim and 2 Aeons. So no UEF or no Cyberns. No Cyberns at all in this game. Neither team going for for Cyberns, and Team 2 having no UEF and Team 1 having no Seraphim. So we'll see who ends up winning this match of 2 factions versus 2 factions. Let's go ahead and look at Eco in terms of reclaim. Well, it's at 12,800. So almost a little under 13,000 reclaim for our players to scoop up. That's probably the exact total, since, I mean, I think I got it out just fast enough. We're seeing movement out here from our players here on the southern portion. All front players are moving at least somewhat forward to the main center diagonal line. Left drone goes on for Tolsty at, getting that out kind of actually fairly quickly. That's going to be the first upgrade of the game. Sub 3 minutes is when it started. Actually, it might finish about 3 1/4 or so. We only have Electrician for his team moving forward. We do have Chem to the northwest as well. So this game is going to be 4 lanes, it looks like. We have bot lane and top lane on the southeast and northwest, respectively. Then we'll have the middle east and the midwest here in the middle. Looks like we have a little kind of alleyway for players to send units through either side of the map. You can kind of see it's kind of narrow, so pathing will kind of be an issue. Won't probably see a lot of that, but it could mean some outflanking plays and reinforcing units, that sort of thing. And then we even in the middle lanes, we also have 2 separate lanes almost. We have this kind of hilly area to the east, and then kind of a flat area to the west. So kind of like a lake bed, I guess, is what this once was. I don't know. It's the Necroxys map generator. It could be anything. Most likely an old lake bed that just dried up. But we do have water on the map, so water cannot be avoided. And everyone knows I love me some naval play, but there will not be no naval play because the water is so minuscule this game. Or maybe it's split down the vertical? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because of the way that the waters line up. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, forward production facilities are going down for players here on Team 2. We have a couple of them being built for Nova Enon around this one mass extractor. And not as far forward, but we do have some for Koppenheimer. He should have built them. I feel like he should have built them probably here. That's a better place to secure. You get 3 more mechs, additional mechs over here. We have a little tiny flare. Going to start moving forward here to the east. We also have a couple of flares for Nova Enon, but they're being hunted down by the comm. You won't be able to chase them down because he's obviously slower. And then also more flares and a spirit here to the northwest, just making it a hard time for Chem to just focus on building mass. In terms of rankings for this game, the highest and lowest rated player in the game is on Team Red side of things. Lowest being Tolsty at 1193. and Electrician being at 1228. Gun range going down here for Nova Enon. First offensive upgrade. I mean, not the first upgrade, but the first offensive one. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for speed. He could go for advanced range. You could go for a sensor package. There's a whole bunch of upgrades you can do with the Aeon Com that are, depending on your playstyle, can be for utility or more aggression. So it just kind of depends on, how the game is going. But it's starting to be, divided along that center diagonal line, or that diagonal northwest to southeast line. Not really a whole lot at 5 minutes going on so far. They have a couple of aircraft just kind of patrolling over here to the east for Team 2. Not really a whole lot going on, though. Advanced range going down here for Nova Enon at 15% from these two NGs. He's actually stopped production on his chassis itself and then stops it for some reason and then decides to go for sensors and gets that up fairly quickly. So you don't know, the sensor package, decent amount of vision gets, just added to the comm. So this is the current vision of the comm for Nova Enon. You can see, pretty much only really covers around his production facilities. When it gets to close to 100, I'll highlight the comm and illustrate just the drastic difference between those two visual ranges are. We have actually a couple flares made it back into the main, well, not the main base, but the auxiliary mechs. They even take out a mechs, so definitely worth their weight in mass for that. We're at 80%. Let's go back to him. So again, this is the current range. We're at 95%. That is the new range. So just a giant amount, probably about 3 or 4 times maybe. I'd say a minimum of 2.5, and then goes for advanced range after that. So wants to be able to not get outflanked here. Very good move there. Probably wished he did that before he did. He didn't waste all the mass and energy for the 15% advanced range and then switch over to sensors. But sometimes things happen, so can't be perfect. Gun damage going on the way for Chem over here to the northwest. And just, again, not a lot of aggression to the southeast, though. We have a drop here from Electrician. Where is he going? He's going for the water and then going to drop here for these group of mechs, trying to deny them for this engineer. Unfortunately for the engineer, I don't think he's going to get it to stay alive here that much longer due to the incoming engineers. Is there, offensive units on? No, it's just NGs, so I think it'll be NG on NG violence here in the southeast. But we have a couple of, skirmishes going down here to the east. We have some strikers versus the Aurora and some flares. The flares kind of acting as cannon fodder. And actually we have a couple fervors in there as well. So what is this? Why? What is going on? What? Okay, well, I didn't know you could walk through that. So that's going to be something to watch. But it looks like we have an army out here from Copenhagen. We're going to push into the east. There's really nothing to stop this push. There is some forces over here for Electrician, but they're out of position. So they're going to have to fall back to the west. That drop was successful here to the south here for Electrician. Going to build a factory here fairly quickly, get some PD. Actually, that's AAA online. Then they already have a PD. Going to go for those early mexes down there in the south. Trying to just deny and annoy Hershey. But we have comms meeting here in the midwest section of the map. Nova Enon firing on Tolsti. Tolsti just getting some shots in as well. This engineer trying to build a mass extractor, but I don't think it's going to last very long. We have a fervor shooting at the comm. The comm should still move. You don't stop moving. The Aurora have decent range. But the gun range, the Zeph, I think it's called the Zeph amp, right? I'm not correct. I think I keep calling it the Zeph amp, but I keep thinking I'm wrong.
Under attack.
It is the Zeph amp. So again, one shot to the Aurora kills them outright. So definitely worth it to take out the tinfoil Auroras, as Guile would call them. As Guile does call them, I should say, not would call them. But to the east, we have a group up again of strikers, but it's not enough. No, it's just not enough. Reinforcing units are coming in all the time. But unfortunately, I don't think it'll matter. T3 air has been achieved for a meme Tillion, and T3 air will almost be achieved here for Dead 6. I just want to keep track of when players complete T3 air, because it could make a difference. Tolstein is retreating. He's taking a lot of hit point damage. A little over half of his hit points still remain, but again, a couple bombers come in and not really a good day for him. More and more forces being stacked up here from the reinforcing position here to the west. That's the downside with pushing into enemy production lines, is the fact that their reinforcing units take far less time to like walk or roll or hover over there, just depending on if you have legs or if you have feet or wheels or hover tech. Magnets, how do they work, kind of thing. But we are having forces out from electrician pushing back any reinforcing forces, any reinforcements for this push to the east. And the electrician should just get out there. He can take out the rest of these units by himself. Not by himself, but with some additional units. We have some riptides appearing as well, these amphibious tanks. There's relatively no water, so they're not really that effective. But, I mean, they do put out a lot of damage just because they're, decently rapid fire, constantly firing. The guns remind me of the guns on the FAF boys, the secondary guns specifically, the ones that hardly anybody sees because the FAF boy doesn't usually get that close to anything. But, Tolstein just constantly retreating back and forth due to the extended range from the comm of Nova Enon. That's his range versus Tolstein's, a little bit shorter of a range, so... maybe it is the same. I don't... when I look at the circles again, they kind of match up. Let's see. Range doesn't there's a lot of text there, trying to look for it. Damage, Zeph amp range is 1 to 22 and Nova Enon's is 1 to 22 with the Quantum Disruptor, which is the direct fire weapon. So it's the same range, it just doesn't look the same. That's his sensor package, and then that's his Quantum Disruptor. Yeah, increases the main range. So yeah, Tolstein, no, it does look like Nova Enon does have better range. Yeah, it just looks like he has better range. Anyway, but it's probably just like a minuscule, not a minuscule, but a small amount. Anyway, sorry about that, a little distracted with numbers over there. But to the east, that attack was repelled here from Electrician, and there's starting to be a group up here in the Middle East for Team 2. Team 1 from Kim is trying to push back here in the top and, trying to get into the Midwest lane, but doesn't really look like it's really working for him. Tolstein is pushing forward with this comm. He does have a hit point, not differential. He has less hit points than his opponent. That number is starting to kind of overlap one another, but bombers over the top here. Going to start targeting the comm, taking out, I think it's like 200 hit points per bomb, so gotta watch out for. Gonna have anti-air, and you always, when your comm is that far forward, even if it's like 8 minutes in, gotta have AA. Even if it's interceptors, you gotta have something. But that small little base down here to the southeast was dealt with, and Hershey will reclaim that area of the map. Gonna actually build a factory just to secure it even further. Doesn't really need to, but T2 force is going to take out this auxiliary force over here to the east. Aurora, again, even though they are weak, a lot of them will take out T2 tanks. And they can only dodge for so long, but you can just see the amount of hit points on their Aurora just shredding immediately. They need to keep moving, though. Those fervors are, they deal a lot of damage when those artillery shells hit. But to the west, the comm of Nova Enon has retreated. And Tolstein has taken out all these production facilities, but it doesn't really look like he's going to achieve that much else. There is an Oblivion turret nearby. There's more P-gens being online here for Team 2. And the wave of bombers are inbound here for Team 2. It looks like they're coming from Dead 6, and he's going to try to spam up as many as he can to take out the comm. The comm is dropping hit points like flies. I don't know if that phrase made sense in that context, but you can tell he's at he's at over 5,000. Now he's below 5,000. He's going to drop below 4,000 here. Yep. And this comm is not looking good. Where is the Air Force for Team 1? Where is it? Okay, well, it's inbound. The interceptors, the ASF are engaging the other ASFs here, trying to delay them long enough. Bombers are still dropping sub 500 hit points. 3 more bombs will kill him. 1 bomb gets dropped. Another one gets dropped. Sub 100 hit points. 1 more bomb will kill him. And no, there's no more bombers. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Did Team 2 know about... No, they probably didn't know how close he was. Oh. Ooh, they knew it was close, but I don't know if they knew it was that close. T2 on the way forward. Dead at 6. Getting some more hit points. And engineering suite on that comm. We have some bleeding going down here to the southeast, but we do have a harb for Hershey, so we'll be able to deal with these amphibious tanks fairly quickly. Reinforcing units moving into the east. Walls being built up to kind of narrow the incoming force from Electrician. So Team 2 putting a lot of effort to secure this eastern side. And Team 1 not putting as much. Looks like there's 2 players pretty much facing off against 1 versus 1 player holding off 2 players. So you can see the difference within the way that I phrased that. You have 1 player on Team 2 holding off 2 players, while there's 2 players on Team 2 just pummeling 1 player. So definitely going to be aware of this side. Looks like this is going to be the weaker side. Because, 2 players, kind of hard to penetrate enemy lines with just 1 team's worth of 1 player's worth of units and mass and whatnot. But 2 against 1, that's, pretty good odds. T2 tanks are the name of the game here. He probably should be producing pillars. I mean, they're more effective and they have more hit points and whatnot. But he's going T3 land. Maybe he'll build some Perseus and Titans. That would be my call. It is at 16 minutes. Let's check a look at Eco here fairly quickly. Well, Team 1 is winning the Eco Wars here at 830 for Team 1 and almost 600 or 700, I should say. But say about, call it 110 mass between 120 mass between the players, and that has amounted to about 30k mass differential in favor of Team 1. So not unrecoverable for Team 2. This game is 98%, the averages being only 26 points apart. So again, fairly close match, pretty even. We'll see if Team 1 or Team 2 will make the most of the mass that they currently have. But it looks like Team 1 trying to build as much as they can. Even with the loss of these other mexes, they're still in the lead. ASF, I don't know what they're doing. Don't know what that was about. Kind of weird. Just sent them out and then return them. Dead 6 completes his T2 upgrade. But is there anything else going on? Well, T2 air has been achieved for Tolsty. He's going for T3 as we speak. T3 land has been achieved for him. So I think everybody on Team 1 is going, except for Electrician, is going for land. And, well, no, the air player, main air player, Meme, is not going land. But honestly, he probably should be. Just to, even if it's T2, just to assist in the land game over here. We have T2 for Neon, T3 for Copenheimer, T3 for Hershey, and land air. So looks like Team 2 is going primarily their main positions, while Team 1 is kind of diversifying a little bit and going into the air as well. That will most likely help at least the air game if they can use the advantage of 3 players having air. The only downside with that is that you're kind of segmenting your mass out, or you're dividing your mass out more versus like, oh, I'm going to focus all my mass on air, or I'm going to focus on land or navy or whatever. But when you start like, oh, half of it's going to go to this and half of it's going to go to that, if the opposing player doesn't do that, you're now having like 100% of the mass versus 50% of the mass kind of thing. But a Harbinger battle group to the east being shot at by some T1, the T1 bomber spam is real, and they go, oh, those are inbound. That's going to hurt. And they're going to get lit up ablaze. Look at all of them just crashing down. Take out 1, but the ASF here for Team 2 should come in and deal with the rest of this. But the push here to the east has begun once again for Copenheimer. Trying to go along this eastern edge, but there are more defenses online here for Electrician, and more of them are coming online as we speak. So when you keep pushing the same side with same amount of units roughly, the opponent will eventually be like, oh, I should just build defenses and call it good. T1 bombers targeting the Harbs. I'd say that's probably a good move. And no, these other two will die as well. So they take out 3 with that pass. There are interceptors here taking out the rest of the bombers, though. So I feel like some of those harbs didn't need to die. But oh no, what is this? We have forces out here from Copenhagen going, yeah, I don't like that east side, so we're going to go west now. They're going to go right up the middle, and there is nothing here. There is a couple of TMD, and that is it. A couple of tanks. It's not looking good. We do have some Titans being built here for Electrician, but if they keep pushing this, if they push this to the north at the same time they push the east, with this retreat of forces here to the northwest, they might be enough to break one side, if not both of them. But we'll see what happens here on this middle east side, on the middle east lane, or middle east and bot lane. We have Tulsi has, repped up a lot of his hit points, has the missile launcher, has T2, still has his FM, has the shield nearby, and is launching missiles against what? Well, is it just... Don't tell me you're going for T1 mexes. That's not really worth it. And don't tell me you're going for units, because that's also not really worth it. Takes out a couple of T2 tanks. Not really worth it. Could have gone for, like, mech. It would have been better had they gone for mexes. But the west and east approaches, attacks are commencing. Harbingers are leading the path, followed by a bunch of T1 forces. Oh, there's some Ilshis and stuff in there, too. I thought I saw some earlier. Maybe... Oh, yeah, there's some Ilshis out there. But there are those... There's lightning tanks here, too. Oh, I love lightning tanks. They're so effective at taking out air units, especially gunships. Very good at taking out gunships. But this force is gonna... with the loss of the Harbingers, I don't think they have enough to push the east side. But the west side is being pushed back with the Titans. That's probably why the Harbingers are moving to the west. We have a couple of gunships, both the T2 and T3 variety here for a meme. And the Harbingers are just trying to get a hit on that intel installation, but these can't seem to get a shot off. Ooh, that's that. Oh, no, that's a mountain. Yeah, just can't get a shot off. Maybe there's a couple of Zui that'll come in and take that out. The T2, so, I think one artillery shell will do it. We even have Ilshi trying to shoot at it. The Zui opens up, throws its artillery out, and kills it in one hit, and then, for good measure, throws another one out. Now this western side of the Midwest, mid-east, excuse me. A lot of mids and a lot of directions. And that's not looking good. All the forces for Electrician are grouping up here. We're going to try to hold there. There's some Percys, there's some Titans, there's T1 units, there's T2 units. There's no shields. You need to build a couple shields. There's not really any anti-air. Not that he really needs it, but still kind of needs it. There's some bombers. But the eastern side is perfectly fine for now. The gunships are going to be called back. I don't know. Maybe they'll just sit behind here. But the Midwest here for Team 1 is starting to, be claimed for them. The production facilities for Nova Enon get taken out once more. There's a push here to the west here from him as well. There's some Percys in the mix. There are a lot of Obsidians, though, and it might just be enough to hold off that incoming push to the west. But the invasion has begun once again in the Middle East. And with the forces here from Hershey, combined with Copenhagen, even if it's just T3, Harbingers, Harbingers are very good. They just are. I don't know if they're the best assault bot. I don't want to say Percys are the best because I don't want to be biased for UEF. Bricks are really good. Percys are really good. Harbingers are really good. All of the T3 assault bots or assault tanks, siege tanks, they're all good. They're good for different things, of course. Bricks are good for just taking a bunch of shots, and Percys are good for their alpha damage. But the gunships, you can just look at the gunships just being eradicated. These aren't T2 gunships. These are broadswords. These are T3, 6,000 hit points on them. And these lightning tanks are ripping them to shreds. Even the Stingers are being taken out. Where are the... I guess there were restorers, but they're gone now. We even have sniper bots in the mix. You have a nice group, a nice diverse... not differentiation, but nice mix of units here for Team 2. We even have ASF support taking out any gunships. The lightning tanks have it, though. If you don't use lightning tanks in your Seraphim, you need to you need to repent and you need to use lightning tanks, because they are probably the best T3 anti-air mobile unit. Just look, and it's gone. and the Restore is gone. The Restore, the best gunship, T3 gunship in the game, my opinion. You won't change. You probably won't change my mind on that. Well, no, you probably won't. Even flak, like, it's not doing as much. Lightning comes in, takes it out, just instantly almost. The flak does make a difference, though. It allows for the gunships, even if their target priority is anti-air, to focus on the T2s, while the T3 lightning tanks deal the most of the damage. So it's a good, they're cannon fodder. T2 anti-air in this instance are cannon fodder. So the gunships, that more and more are coming in all the time, but most of that force is still here. And now they're at the main base. They've skipped electrician. They're like, it's fine, we'll skip them. We'll go for the air. That's our main concern. Meme is on the retreat here. We had Ravagers being spammed up. I don't think it's enough, though. We have Kennels assisting, but the shields go down, and the Ravagers will go down. They're targeting the anti-air lightning tanks. That's actually probably the best move here. Take out the anti-air, and then take out everything else. What is going on here? Oh, that's just a bad engage. Oh, Meme, you should have committed. Oh, you could have taken out the rest of those ASF. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Now the Restorers come in, gunships come in, and they're targeting now the Authams. They're taking out AA as well. The Harbingers have come in. There's a SMD under threat here. The main air grid, or the only air grid here for Meme, is gonna fall. They're targeting the Pigeons, of course. They're gonna target the center one and then cause a cascade to take out the rest of them. You can see, watch, and kaboom, takes out everything. There's a point defense not even finished yet, and that's gonna fall. But the T3 headquarters is actually still alive, though, surprisingly. That's definitely a misplay. The Harbingers could have easily taken that out. It just didn't. And the SMD is still alive. That's also a mistake. Chem is built and experimental. It is a fat boy. And we have more forces still arriving here for Team 2. There's a group up here down here in the Middle East section of the map. We have a counter push to the west here, out here from Chem, and the comm of Nova Enon is under threat by a bunch of Perseus. Oh, come on, Chem, you could kill Nova Enon right here. You just got to get him. Oh, Micro, no, you got to move him over here. What are you doing? Oh, is it too late? It might be too late. Is that a strap bomber? That looks like a strap bomber. But the Perseus will come in close, though. The shields for Nova Enon will probably fall. But they probably had a chance. It would have been close, but they probably had a chance to take out that comm of Nova Enon and secure the first kill. No one's died. 26 minutes. That's very good. Usually somebody dies before 20, but no one's died yet. Okay, take out something. Take out the comm, or take out the land factory, headquarters, something. The shield goes down. That would be a good target to take out because of these volatile explosions from the energy storage, but they're taking out the PD. The headquarters does fall, though, and all those go up in smoke. A couple pigeons survive, though. But how bad has Nova Enon been hit? Well, his energy's starting to fail. It's not that bad, though. But again, this force over here to the east for Team 2 is just killing it. They've wiped out the air grid. There's more gunships on approach, though. There's a fat boy on approach. What can they take out in electrician space to force him back into rebuild mode? But the mass in this game right now. 100. Okay, let me zoom in just a little bit. 120,000 mass just on screen right now, sitting in Team 1's base. The most mass on the total reclaim on the field, 186. 2/3 of the mass is right here. That is a lot of mass to just sit right here. So Team 1's got their work cut out for it with just scooping up all that mass. Look at all the dead everything. Doesn't, like, you got Harbingers, you got Authams, you got Perseus, you got Titans, you got, Mexes, you got power generators, you got gunships, you got everything. The ASF's coming over the top. Okay, there they go. I'm like, I know you can target air units that are landed, so I don't know what you're doing. The ASF's going to just continue locking out gunships, it looks like. Doesn't look like Copenhammer is microing those as much as he probably should, but, he's going to take out gunships, so it's better than nothing. Sam is being spammed up here for Toasty just to make sure he's secured on this eastern side. Should put more down here, but Copenheimer has built an experimental. Where's the chicken? I know it's a chicken. It's 28 minutes. It has to be a chicken. Yep, there it is. It's right there. And building another one as we speak. Czar under construction. Almost going to tip into the yellow here fairly quickly. So that'll be definitely interesting for Hershey to have in his disposal. I can minimize that now. Air grids being expanded up. He already has shields. Does he know something that I don't? Well, he does, because a Duke is online. Second one is being constructed as we speak. Okay, yes, please get shields. The fact that this one isn't covering this is frustrating. Yes, it's covering the SMD, which shouldn't be that close to the Duke in my opinion. Okay, you're building another one. Okay, good. But still, you need more shields than just one. And you cannot have enough shields. You just cannot have enough. But the push on here to the west, there's another chicken as well. So 2 chickens in tow. This push on here from Kim with the chicken support and the just massive army for Copenheimer isn't going to matter. So those forces just got to retreat, regroup somewhere else, and push once more. That is something that I've noticed from higher rated players, is that when they realize that, oh, it's not going my way, instead of just, oh, I'll just run these forces in and kill whatever I can, they cause them to they give retreat orders to group up and then face the forces they were retreating from once again. And that's a better idea, because if you know you're going to lose a fight, you might as well retreat and try to regroup. But we have some strat bombers in over the top, going to target the Dukes. Going to go for the second one being built. The shield falls. Not enough. Wasn't enough. Maybe he thought there were no shields. That's why he went in. But the ASF for Dead 6 will fight over some SAMs. Well, they're over here. Not over here. And they'll take out some spy planes, but not the ASF. So there are a couple down here as well. So literally everywhere but the main approach for the Dukes. I would assume you build some like here, just to spam up SAMs, because you should. So, but the Czar is on its way, and it's going for Tolsty. Oh, this is not going to feel good. He has some shield coverage, but he's got to move, transport or something. But I think it's too late. The laser opens up. I'll move the camera so you can see the laser, and then he has to readjust for the moving comm. And that comm is going to fall. It's going to be first kill of the game at 31 minutes and 15 seconds. And it drops to a 4v3 in Team 2's favor. 4 players left alive. And we have a bunch of Fat Boys here to the east guarding the eastern approach. I like that. The only issue is that there's enough forces here for Team 2. This won't matter. So shields, TMD, PD, SAM sites, that sort of thing should be the priority, like it is over here to the east, just more of that over here. But that is going to allow for a power vacuum to occur, and Team 2 is going to capitalize it by pushing forward, taking out this production facility with 2 chickens in tow. They're also pushing on this western side with another chicken. So we have 3 chickens that are just moving, probably going after the Dukes, in my opinion. The second one has completed. The third one is a little over a third. Probably, it's nearing the halfway mark. And we got another Czar that's been built. Czars are just, Hershey's cup of tea, apparently. He's just going to build them all day. Shield's starting to collapse around that air grid for Dead 6, but Copenheimer is getting his own air grid, so even if that one falls, Team 2 will still have air. And I heard an Awasha. Where is it? Thought I heard it. I heard the bomb drop. Where'd it go? Maybe those are strap bombs, maybe? Oh, maybe those are strap bombs. But they are being used to take out Mechs and the sort of thing. Experimental has been built for Electrician. It's another Fat Boy. So there's 4 Fat Boys, and not really a lot going on. And this Czar is like, ooh, there's some Fat Boys over there with no AA coverage. Why is there no AA? I don't want this one to turn into a ranting cast, but it's just annoying sometimes. AA is so important, and not a lot of people build it. We have 2 chickens on approach for what was the old base of Tolsty, now in the hands of Electrician. Ravagers are being spammed up as we speak, but these are going to actually split. One's going to go after the air grid and main base here for Electrician, and then the other one's going to probably go for the Dukes. That would be my guess. Another Fat Boy under construction. Probably not the best. The third one has completed. Let me just pan over quickly. A lot of the air grid has been taken out, and now they're focusing down the other air grid, so good use of intel there. But the chicken is pretty healthy, and those Dukes are gonna fall. The Pigeon... Oh, no, not targeting the Pigeon. That's kind of a mistake. Should be targeting the Pigeon, targeting the Dukes directly. The first Duke will fall. The second one... Oh, or just the Czar will come in and deal with the rest of whatever's there. ASF come in from behind. Will take out a lot of the hit points and kill the Czar, taking out a fusion reactor. Actually landing kind of near the chicken as well. Oh, the shield pops on at the last second. The Ravagers open up one more time. Oh, shield gets taken out, but the Duke is still alive, but they've lost 2 of them. So, yeah, just in terms of the mass, you have, again, 26,000. The other one is gone, by the way, because you can destroy the mass, and then, of course, the mass for the chicken. So I'd say, honestly, that's a fair trade. 12,000 and, let's say, 17,000, but that's, being hit by the ion storm versus 50,000. That's like a net positive of, what, 20,000? Definitely worth it. I heard it. Where is it? I heard it. There it is. The Awasha was built. Looks like it took out a Colossus. Actually took out a Fat Boy. Actually, there's another Colossus that died. So Colossus being spammed up here for Hershey as well. It's kind of hard to navigate all of the theaters of war at once. We have another chicken probably coming after the other Duke. We have another chicken over here. We have this huge army to the east. And of course, the Galactic Colossus is on its way. The Fat Boy should not be moving forward. You should be retreating. No. Misclick. No. Don't go that. No. Even though the Colossus is almost dead, you don't risk it. It's so frustrating because you could be taking out these units over here. The chicken gets close, doesn't engage though, as close as he would have liked to that Duke. The other chicken takes out some more pigeons, takes out some air facilities, takes out another pigeon. Destroyers come in with additional gunships, and there's another Czar on the way. Team 2 doesn't care. Team 2 is like, we will mass dump all day. We do not care. We will destroy you. We will just shower you in mass until you suffocate, pretty much. The Czar has no assisting ASF, has nothing, and is going to go, that Duke that you guys have? Yeah, that's not going to exist anymore. Where is the SAM coverage? You should be spamming up SAMs. There's some right here, but this is the third Czar. You should have more SAM coverage. Oh, it's going to come over the top and kill the Duke. The Duke lost its shields, and there it goes. It is gone. The Czar will now target the SAM sites, and it will take them out. So, almost takes out the air factory, though, for Chem. There's another chicken. Man, Team 2, what is your eco like? Because this is crazy. It's at 2.5k. Team 1's at 2.4. Even with all of the losses Team 1 has faced so far, it's still at 2. Well, it was 2.4, now it's 2.2. But still, that's a lot. A lot of that's probably reclaim related. Well, 195,000 versus 72,000. So, no, yeah, that's reclaim related. And how's your total mass? Well, still in the lead only because of reclaim. So, but Team 2 is leading the mass generated game, and they are just like, we'll just spam Czars and chickens and Colossus and call it a day. There's more on the front, and look how fast it's building. Look at that. Thousands of hit points a second almost. That is crazy. Another one. It's like every minute or a couple minutes or so, another one gets pumped out. Ooh, what do we have here? We have a YOLO. Not really being priority, just a couple of engineers building it. But again, they have a plan. 37 minutes. It's pretty good. Does Team 1 have a plan? No, they do not. That SMD that I pointed out should have been killed off ages ago. Well, that's fine now, but ping's going down saying, hey, I'm building a YOLO. That's a really great ping, actually, saying like, hey, teammates, I need some assistance with this YOLO. And they'll give me like, oh, YOLO? Oh, sure. Czar are just hovering in towards Team 1's main base. Oh, electrician. There's like 3 dead Colossus and a bunch of FAF boys. The Czars are actually going to take out the FAF boys. It looks like that is the target that they are going after. And honestly, that's actually the best play. The Colossus, not the Colossus, the FAF boys, of course, are kind of expensive and they're weak. So they're going to take them out. First one will die. And then the second one will die fairly shortly after. Shield coverage for a little bit. Won't last that long. One of the Czars goes down, crushes the FAF boy, doesn't kill it. The second one will kill it, though, from its crash damage. That's gotta hurt. And the shields have now fallen around most of the base here for Electrician. You have 3 Colossus, 2 chickens, and a bunch of Artie being spammed up. And it's just Artie all day here for Hershey. So, jeez. The slow, it's like PD creep, but with Artie creep, which is arguably worse. Well, it's easier to take out if you're nearby, but if you're not, it's kind of hard, especially with the AOE effect that they leave because they're Aeon, they're miasma, so they leave like not a poison, but kind of like an acid spray. You can see the green spray, kind of similar to what the emissary does, except you don't see that. I don't know why. I feel like you should be able to see that. But anyway, the Calm of Electrician is in retreat. He knows he is not going to live long if he engages. Ravagers are being stepped on by Colossi. That's obviously very fun to watch. If you don't like the UF, you're like, yes, crush the PD, yes. And you have a squadron or 2 of Restorers on approach. Going to take out the first Colossus. Going to target the second one. There's, again, still 2 more and 2 chickens. Nothing on the east side, or sorry, west side, but the miasma is still being pummeled out, spammed up. This is their range. They can't target everything, but they can soften up the defenses for their units to come in. Very good move. It's what artillery was used for in the... Where are you doing over there? Why were you targeting over there? That was weird. But looks like... Oh, Electrician's almost in range. Electrician, you gotta keep moving. Don't stop. Actually, that's the wrong player. We want Copenhagen. You can see the range of the chicken. He's in range. The chickens are in range. Electrician is being targeted. The Colossus is now in range. The shield around Electrician has gone down. Around the shield of that Fat Boy as well. And that is the second kill for Team 2, dropping this to a 4v2 in their favor still. Team 1 has not been able to get a kill, and it is now 40 minutes. And this eastern side is going to just be ripped to shreds by all of these incoming forces and all of these experimentals. There's nothing that Team 1 has in its disposal, coffers, back pocket, bag of holding, whatever you want to call it. The ASF going to come in and support, take out all of these gunships. We have another Czar on the way. Oh, it's going to stop here in the middle. But the ASF are going to engage the... they're going to get away, kind of. Oh, do we have an air engage? Well, not over lightning tanks. That's not a good idea. Another Colossus. We have more chickens. Oh, my goodness. This eastern side just constantly being bombarded. I feel bad for Electrician. Just being constantly bombarded all day in this match. And the ASF will gain the air victory. The ASF from Team 2 will gain the air victory. Not when they do that, but the lightning tanks, again, very effective at taking out air units. Gunships are going to be used to just kill this chicken. ASF come in, trying to take out their numbers quick enough. This chicken will probably fall. Vectors aren't that powerful compared to their Restorer brothers, but they do take out a chicken. Colossus is pushing forward. Okay, take out the SMD. That thing doesn't need to be alive anymore. What was... Huh, I don't know what that was, but he spammed up a bunch of shields. Looks like he's going to build a Mavor and then didn't, because you can see the structure. That's kind of weird. There's this, there's 12 shields built that are going to die for no reason. And then the Czar does die off. The chickens are going after the Fat Boys. The Fat Boys will suffer a loss. One chicken dies right after the kill. I don't know what that was about. Oh, well, the Mavor's up there. There it is. Okay. We'll go back to that in a second. We're going to take a look at this incoming fire. And so we have that Mavor being built over here right next to the mini-map. Over here to the northwest. But this push, you can just see the invasion of purple, the sea of purple. has replaced the sea that was once of blue that was existing down there. It turned to purple. And this Colossus may fall. Oh, what? Yeah. There it goes. I was like, but the push out here is still gonna edge on this, travel up this northeastern side. Calm of Meme is still up there to the north. And pretty much Team 1's only hope is this Mavor, which is in the green. How is the YOLO going? Well, YOLO's in the yellow, above, almost at 60, wait. Yeah, almost at 66% hit points. And it reaches 8,000 out of 12,000. So the Calm of Meme still just up there kind of hanging out. The Calm of Chem is over there. A nuke gets launched from a regular nuke silo. And that's going to deplete one of the missiles from the SMD. It's still not dead, though. So, again, Team 1 getting very lucky with their SMD. Still not dead. That's the second time that one specifically has not died. But Dead6 making a point to comment that there is a nuke eliminator there, so that will not fall. But the Mavor does complete. It's going to aim its cannon and fire its first salvo. What is it targeting? Well, it's probably targeting the air grid or the... I mean, they don't know about the YOLO, do they? No. No, they don't. They have an eye, or whatever the heck that is called. I forget what it's called. Yeah, they have an eye, so maybe that's what they're targeting, but still. I know it costs energy to run, and I think it costs energy to change its what it's looking at, so... But this solo Colossus is being bombarded by Artie and fire from Ilshis. Like, this is crazy. He's just gonna stop me. Like, I'm not gonna shoot you. I'm just gonna stop you. But the devastation. How much mass? How much mass now? It was like 120, 440,000 mass on this eastern side. Total 55,000. 550,000. So 80% of the mass is right here. That's crazy. The engineers are making their way to scoop all of that juicy mass up. Very smart move there, ensuring that their opponents do not get it. There's still a Colossus online, fairly healthy, just dropped into the yellow. We'll take out some air factories that will pretty much eliminate all of Meme's ability to counter in the air. He's going to try to spam up Colossus, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Team 2 now has air control for sure. Gets a rank and vent. You have Fat Boy Fire coming in all the time. Colossus facing a Colossus. It's going to only go one way. And Team 1 will secure it. The kill. But there's 2 Czars on the way. They know about the Mavor. And it's not looking good. There are ASF nearby. There are a bunch of SAM sites as well. There's, again, of course, a chicken en route. That's not going to get very far. But the SAMs open up. They're going to take out the first Czar. That one lands. Going to take out some Ravagers. That's got to hurt. The second one going to get closer. Will it be close enough? Falling into the red. Oh, it's going to land right on top of it. Oh, it lands just shy of it. You can tell, like, just the circle, the middle circle is pretty much where it's like main fall damages. But look at this. Look at this. It's like, sorry about that. It's like, guys, I'm buried here. Help. Guys, get this donut off me. I need to be able to fire. I still am, but still. So can you please get this thing off me? Turn on all the things once again. But yeah, that was really close. So Team 1 still has it, and it looked like in that engage at some point, looks like Meme Tillian, looks like he just control K'd, was kind of done with it. He could have been sniped by some trap bombers, but there isn't any wrecks nearby. At least a lot, like high value wrecks. I mean, there's a couple, but maybe he was picked off. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He's pretty much knocked out of the game anyways. Apologies for missing that. But the Czar is going to take out try to take out a Colossus. That's not going to go his way. And yeah, it just looks like a lot of the steam out here from Team 2 has petered out, but it doesn't matter because 3 of the players are now dead. And it's 4v1. And it looks like they have a YOLO. And it's launching its first missiles. So unless Team 1, which being Chem now, is going to spam up a bunch of SMD, it's not going to matter. They've lost a ton of ground. They're operating at about 25% of the map now. So not really looking good. And then the reclaim efforts, we have more chickens, more, like we have a missile battery, a huge missile battery being spammed up to try to target the Mavor. I don't think these are going to be enough. That's the first batch. Puncture a decent amount of the shields, not enough. More missiles are coming in all the time. We have 4 Colossi completed over here. It's going to probably just take out this missile base here. ASF coming in over the top to deal with the rest of the ASF for Team 1. Doesn't really matter at this point if Team 2 loses air. Team 1 really can't produce air. They have some, but not to the degree that Team 2 has. Another nuke gets launched here from the regular nuke silo. The other nuke should be launching here fairly shortly. Yep, there goes the charge up, and then launch. You know, this SMD, dotted around. We have 2 Czars under construction. We have another Czar on its way. We have a chicken getting into an argument with a couple of Colossus. That's only going to go one way. Colossus are going to try to divert from these Ion Storms. There's a bunch of Perseus as well. These Perseus, starting to clip the edge of that Ion Storm. The Colossus need to move in to take out the batteries of missiles, but there have been Team D being spammed up. That'll help deal with some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. Volcanoes is better, but the nuke does land, and it takes out everything. The missiles come in. They deal the final blow, I think, to that Mavor, and it looks like Chem just gates out and says, I am over with this. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please like and comment down below if you enjoyed the video. It was a flawless victory for Team 2. They lost no one. All of their players survived. Honestly, I feel like the MVP goes to Oppenheimer. Koppenheimer. It's just he did the initial push with assistance from Hershey, of course, but he was the one that pretty much pushed through the front door. The front door was pretty much left open, and then eventually, with the assistance of Hershey, was able to just push Team 1 all the way back, kill off another player from Hershey from Tolsty, and then the other player ends up leaving, and then they're able to land the nuke and kill the Mavor. But again, we saw the Mavor. It was built, and then it died. Didn't last very long. Was targeting not the Yolana Ost. They probably didn't even know about it. They did not know about it. That is definitely disappointing. They didn't have a lot of intel, and that's why you're gonna have. They had an Omni, as evidenced by all the little icons, but they needed that vision, those spy planes, and they just didn't do it. So definitely a misstep on their part. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please like and comment down below, and if you haven't hit that red button below that says subscribe on it, please do so. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see all of you, including the one you. I see you in the next one.